Welcome to Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammi, a podcast that showcases people you may not know who are choosing to use their gifts to inspire and move the planet. To Straight Out of Savannah.
So, thank you so much for joining me on Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammi. And today I have my guest, Tamara Zenobia, and I'm so excited that she has joined us. We're going to have an amazing conversation. As always, Tamara, introduce yourself.
I'm Tamara Zenobia, and I'm a performance artist and vocal sound healer. I'm a little bit sleepy today. I don't know, all of a sudden I just got tired. And I'm looking to change the world through changing people's stories, changing the stories of everything, the atoms, the plants, everything, through song and body movement.
So would you call yourself a storyteller?
Yes.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about how did you come to know that you were a storyteller using your voice?
Well, how I came to know this was it's a layered story, but I want to keep it short. So I will say that I had this religious experience when I was living here in Bellevue, Washington, a long time ago, and I knew, and this thing happened to me, and I knew that I was supposed to sing. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna sing. So I thought I want to go to school. And at the time, I thought it was opera because of the way that this energy came to me. I thought I was supposed to study opera. So I was looking for music programs at the schools here in Washington. But then at that particular time in my life, I was married and I was in a very not so great situation. And so I needed to deal with that first. So I got out of that situation, moved back home to Alaska, where I'm from. And while I was there, things began to happen. And so one of those things was, hey, you're going to France. And I was like, going to France? And at that particular time, I was a Christian and I was in the church and stuff. And so I wanted to be a missionary. So I thought, okay, I'm going to France to be a missionary and do the singing thing. But that's not what happened. So I went to France, God led me to France, and everything just worked out the way it was supposed to. And I get to France, and then I'm going to the American Church in Paris, where I'm singing in the choir, and I'm signed up for a music tutor class with this woman, or a vocal teacher, and she's working with me in opera. And then I end up and then she ends up handing me this jazz book. And I'm like, I'm trying to sing opera. Why are you handing me a jazz book, right? And then I also at the same time had these other ideas for music, so I went to this music studio where these local musicians hung out, and even some famous musicians that, they're old now, but back in the day, they were really great people. And so I ended up meeting all these great musicians. And as I'm going through this process, I began to have this energy starts coming through me about music. I start having these dreams, like in the space between sleeping and waking, I'm having these like visions.
Lucid dreams.
So real, and I'm just like, okay, but they're happening, but I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then I wake up and then I start hearing things, and I know these musicians, so I talking to them about this. I was like, so what do you think about this and that? Because, and they were like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I was like, okay, and then one night I happened to be staying with a friend. I was staying with her during my housing transition, and I fell asleep. And while I was asleep, these three beings came to me in my sleep, and they taught me vocal sound healing. And I was like, wow, okay. So, and I wasn't even, it was a nap. I woke up and I was like, oh my God, these people just came to me in my dreams and they just told me how to heal people with my voice. And the woman I was staying with, she was having an issue with her foot, and she was going through her own health challenges. And she was also a devout Christian from South Africa. And she was an elder, and those people do not play. And when I was just like, oh my God, I was shooken up by this dream, and I was telling her, and I was kind of making a joke about it. And she grabbed me and she said, Tamara, you know that you're supposed to do this. This is God, and you're going to do this. Basically. And I was like, holy cow, this shit is real, you know.
Right.
I was in a very challenged position. I was just in between housing, didn't know what I was gonna do, and I had wanted to be somewhere else, and I was trying to get there, and all these other things were happening. It was really a messed up time for me. And then this, you know, as this vision comes. But I knew, because of what had happened, because I'm always looking for guidance. I wanted to be spirit-led, and also that because of her reaction, you know, I knew I was placed in her home for a reason. I knew I was where I was at for a specific reason. And so I said, okay. I said, what do I do next? What am I supposed to do now? Do I need to go to school? They're like, no, you just went to school. Go do it. And so I said, okay. So it took me some time to find my balance again. Then I got back to the United States, and then I just began doing what they gave me, you know, slowly. So I practice on family members. I practice on people's pets, practice on myself, and just did this work. I didn't go into an intense, like, you know, hermit thing. I was trying to survive, you know, so I didn't really have a lot of time for this being, you know, but this journey that I went on, it was like from 2011 until like 2015, 16, you know, where I was just alone and without, and just having to be inside myself all the time, and hearing all this and writing all this and taking all these different classes and learning from other people and learning from the spirit council, you know, and stuff like that. And even the homeless journey was also a part of that, you know, like,
Yes.
what I saw, hearing what I heard while I was there, and seeing all of it was a part of what I needed to go forward, you know, to know, you know, if you're going to heal people, you need to know the people you're healing. You need to get inside yourself and find these stories. It's not that you're good and you're healed and everybody else is sick. No, it's that, you know, what is that saying? The shaman is the one who has healed themselves, you know, who was sick and who healed themselves. So it's like, I didn't suffer so much from what people saw, but I had to see those things inside myself that, yeah, this could happen. I could see this, how that could happen to me. I could see it, not say, oh, I just can't understand why people do these things. Yeah, I totally understand why people do these things. I understand why I would do these things, right? You have to be able to ask yourself those questions. If somebody comes to you who's doing those things and they ask you something like that, you're not going to say, well, oh, well, I'm just so good, I would never do such a thing. Like, how can you heal somebody if you cannot relate to what they're going through?
Right.
And what would drive them to do a certain thing. And even if it's really dark, and maybe you've not allowed yourself to get that dark, but at least you need to know that there's a dark world out there, and that you need to know that it's okay to acknowledge that is there, and that you can tell that person, well, yes, that's because you must make a choice. You know, the darkness is very attractive, it's very seductive, you know, and you have to be able to say that without going, I don't know, it's all love and light, forget this darkness. Oh, you know, you have to be able to bring it to their attention so that they know that there's a choice to make, and that they get to choose light or dark and walk on the path that pulls them, you know.
I do. I often say that, and this is the journey also that I'm on as well, is I often say that as a healer, I have to heal her.
Yes.
Heal her. You know, and this is something that, you know, just came to me one day, because I was like, you know, am I qualified to help people to heal? Even though, just like you said, I don't have a shock factor because I've been through so much shit. So don't nothing shock me. I don't care what you say. You know, and I'm not going to look at you any kind of way. I'm not going to think any kind of thing about you. You know, I'm just going to say that's your journey. That's something that you had to go through. You know, that's something that you dealt with. You know,
saying is the world is a jungle.
Yes, exactly.
Is a jungle. The world of people is a jungle, and that is not wrong. If you go into the jungle, there's flesh-eating bacteria. There's lions, tigers, rabbits, monkeys, bears. everything, all kinds of weird creatures, snakes and lizards and amoeba, and they
Yes.
all live there and they live together. When we walk into the forest, we don't go destroy it. We say, oh, look how beautiful. Oh, well, look at that lion. It's eating this thing. Oh,
Look at the bunny.
freak out when we see that happening in the human existence.
Yes.
There are people who are lion people. There are carnivores. There are predators. There are flesh-eating people. There are, we all have
narcissists,
and there are types of creature that would exist equivalently in the forest. So when we walk the forest, we just make sure we have our bug spray, our protection, and we go on into the forest to enjoy ourselves and have our picnic and whatnot. So when we're in the world, we can't be looking around and going, oh my God, we have to realize in a sense, like, we're not telling people they're wrong or bad. We're not telling people this because these people are here. It's also a part of the ecosystem of the planet, really. I don't think we're all human, honestly. I mean, I just really don't, but that's a whole other conversation. When you watch people, when you look at them, when you assess, I ask myself now, what type of creature am I dealing with? So that when I am talking to them, if they're a little mousy and skittish, I know I'm talking to a mousy, skittish person, so I'm not going to be all like, stop doing that. Stop being mousy and skittish. Well, that's their way. How do I communicate with a mousy, skittish person whose way that is to communicate?
That's good.
And not scare the bejesus out of them or make them feel like crap because that's who and what they are, And then also, if you're not mousy and skittish and it drives you crazy, don't make friends with mousy, skittish people. I mean, it's not rocket science, it's like, no, I appreciate you. I really do. But I need to be clear. I need clear communication. I am bold. So maybe we can do business. Maybe we can do some other things together, but we cannot become good friends. And maybe the mousy skittish person can, maybe we can do that. But it's just that if you acknowledge that this is who this person is, then you will probably be able to communicate even better because now you're not trying to force them to be something that they are not, And I think in the world of people, I think honestly, everybody talks about how horrible everything is, but I think we're not doing so bad when you can wake up and turn on your computer and watch Netflix and whatnot. You have that peace to do that, If we were really so horrible, you wouldn't go outside without a weapon. If things were really so horrible, you would literally be running for your life every single day. I think our government, even though it's horrible in a lot of ways, we create a clean streets to walk down. We're doing as best we can with our resources and supplies, and we do need to tweak elements of those things, but to say that it's awful would be to say that it's something we say against our own self,
Well, it's like, if it was so bad, we would be the Walking Dead.
We would be the Walking Dead.
And be walking around trying to see who we got to fight next.
And this is just in America. I can't speak for the rest of the world, but in America, it's not so bad. But in other parts of the world, it is a nightmare. I know it's not like this everywhere, in other parts of the world, I know that it is a nightmare. But we can change that. We can change that by creating a story, by helping them, by building, using our voices. You don't have to sing to tell a good story. You don't have to sing to create and build a better world. You can talk, you can write, you can paint, better things into existence. So that, to me, is my whole work and my business is evolving to better speak life over myself, to better speak life over the people that I love and even the people that I don't like so much. Because, we have to, if you don't like what you see, don't create more of it by your detestation of it. Speak more about what it is that you want to see. And this is not all love and light and peace and God. This is just being more real, like, oh no, oh hell no, I see this, rather than, oh yeah, that's so terrible, oh my God, these people are so bad, oh this is just wrong, they should never do that. Oh, and this conversation, drinking wine and eating cheese over the horrific, oh let's discuss all the horrors, oh the horrors. No, Let us create. Oh, I see a seer, the seer, the prophet, the what do you call the person? They have another word for it, but the person who sees into the future is a person who sees
Clairvoyant.
clairvoyant. You know, they can see what their new reality. I see that you are going to become something amazing. I see that those trees are going to grow and they're going to provide food for so many. And you get to say that. And then you get to create other people to say that. Pretty soon, everybody's walking around going, oh my God, can you see? Can you see the vision? Oh, and you get a number of people to see that through their songs, through their stories, through their movies. And you get everybody in the world to recite this mantra. Oh my God, I see such beauty. I see such amazing things. I see this. You know, I see this man leaving office. I see a new one coming in and creating a better society for us. You know, I see that, you know, and I see that the children are being provided for and they're getting out of those camps. I'm seeing this and I see this and I'm building and I'm creating. And the more we say it, the more we say it, the more they have to. Things are going to start happening that we can't, you know, the stories. And then all of a sudden, this happened and I was free. Like, really?
Yes.
That's a miracle because so-and-so had to leave or they got fired or this happened. And you don't even know how all of a sudden everything just shifted and changed, right? Because somebody was speaking life and it's real. It is so real, but I don't think we know it. And even people who say they believe in that don't even, I mean, the masses of people who run churches, who run these places, they don't even believe in that, you know, as much as they should, you know. And then those who do believe in it, they get talked about like, oh, you got, but we just have to continue speaking, and it requires a great amount of energy and support from people around you.
And you're so right, because the thing is I tell people all the time, they say, well, you know, how can you call yourself, because for me, I call myself a Christian spiritualist because I love God, but I'm not running up in your church. And I'm not getting ready to go through all that stuff. I mean, I visit churches and stuff, people invite me. I said, but I'm not, you know, I'm not going to be in a box. And they have too much of keeping people in a box. You know, you can't do this, you can't do that. And so many times it has nothing.
This is wrong and that is wrong.
It has nothing to do with what Christ said. You know, it has nothing to do. And I tell them all the time, I said, I know the Bible. I read the word. My grandmother was a pastor, preacher, teacher, evangelist. We were spoon-fed that stuff from children. So I know all that stuff. I said, so you can't come to me and tell me that just because you think this is wrong, you know, treating people a certain kind of way because of how they are and all this kind of stupid stuff. I was like, Christ never did that. Christ went out and he was with the people that weren't in the church. I said, he was out in the community. He was talking to the people that they, you know, shunned.
Right.
So you can't tell me that that is right. You know, so I understand exactly what you're saying. But the thing is, and then to say that you can speak to your DNA and change it, you can speak things and it will change. A lot of them will tell you straight up and plain, oh, no, that's not God.
Right.
Really?
Well, you know, what I've learned is that that's where we have to use our discernment, you know, because even the Bible talks about don't catch a pearls of swine, and there are certain things that you can't speak of. There are certain things that are so amazing, so metaphysically amazing, that they're out there and people are doing them. But you always wonder, why isn't it in the news? Why isn't this? Because people have a natural inclination to disagree with that which they do not believe.
Understand.
You know, or they want to exploit it, you know. And the more I learn about these extraordinary things, the more I get quiet, because what happens is that even though we are amazing, you are becoming amazing, I'm a goddess. I just say I'm a goddess, and that is that. I create my world. But the more I say that, the more I piss people off. The more they go, even people who don't have a reason, even people, like I said, I'm a goddess. My religion is me. I don't follow any particular religion or anything like that. But I just believe like the Christ, I'm the Christ, he is in me, or she
And
is in
you
me.
are.
And we are walking in this way. But when I speak to people, as I'm learning, and the more I grow, the more I am alone of flesh, not of spirit, but of flesh.
Yes.
So then
yes.
what happens is you don't often have the support all the time around you until you find a great community of people who are like-minded, but you
Right.
still have people who are struggling with their belief system. But the more you speak of these extraordinary things, the more people are trying to work against you. And when you put it out there, they naturally create try to create this force. So when you don't speak out loud to those who do not believe these things, that is the less energy you create resistance, so that you can put your wish out into the world, so that you can put your magic out there. And then you're not coming home when things don't happen today, right now, in this moment, as you are learning how to create that magic for yourself. You're not like, oh, it failed, oh, they were right, oh my God. And then all of a sudden you're overcome by this torrent of energy that's like, you can't do it.
Yeah.
And you hear these voices that are like, no, you're so bad, you're evil, you can't do it.
Or no, it was a bunch of bullshit.
Right, exactly. So you have to, as you see the magic, as you begin to have this knowing, this deep, deep inner knowing about what is real and what is not real, then when you look at people, you can tell, hi, how are you? What do you do? Oh, like Quinn had this conversation with us as well. She's like, I walk into a room and sometimes I know who not to say things to and who to say things to. I don't need to broadcast, yeah, and in the beginning we want to share, yes, until of course you are videotaped walking on the water, you know what I'm saying, and you're
right.
doing these amazing things. Allow yourself to build up and build up and build up that energy, so that the naysayers will burn up in your atmosphere, as they try to come against you, because they can't, because you're so amazing, you're so great, and you are now proving it. You're now going, bam, I'm parting the sea, bam, I'm feeding the multitudes, but until that moment comes, you have to collect this stuff, put it in your basket, and grow it and grow it and grow it, and build up your spiritual community of like-minded people who can help you to grow that until you are able to become this fully focused sun burning, and people are like, oh my God. But you save energy, and you also maintain your joy and your happiness by doing so. You're home chilling, drinking wine, watching your Netflix, just having a good time. You're like, aren't you lonely? Nope. aren't you kind of sad? Nope. I am feeling great, because you kept that sun, you kept your energy. You didn't give it away to people who are going to be like, so wait a minute, what about this? And then you spend hours arguing endlessly with people about some crap, and then you go away and you're just like, oh my God, I just,
Yeah, you got a freaking headache.
Yeah, you got a headache. So that's some of the things. I'm one of those excitable people. I love to share. I love to tell everybody, oh my God, this is happening. Wow. And lo and behold, they're like, whatever, no, you can't do that. No, that's not real. That's not possible. And then I'm like, I'll show you. That's also energy that's wasted. Why bother? No, I don't need to show you. I'm just going to do it. And if you happen to see it, great. And if you don't, well, no big deal.
So does it take you back to when you were a kid and you I don't know if you had imaginary friends. I did. I had imaginary friends that I talked to. And
I did when I was a kid, and then
right.
Yeah.
And then people are telling you, look, you're just talking to somebody imaginary, but those were your guardian angels and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Your heavenly team and all that. But when we're kids, people are quick to tell us, oh, that's nobody. Why are you talking to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you talking to?
They're not real. Yeah.
They're not real, but they're real. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so to me, once they start doing that to you as a child, then when you begin to awaken, you see it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like, and then you you tell people and they look at you crazy, or, you know, they're like, well, what about this? Well, if you can speak that, well, just speak it.
Right. Well,
And you're like, what?
right. Well, yeah, there is that. There is that.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, though, you got to be careful because, you know, I feel like, Tammy, this is a very important time for us as spiritual people, because we are, what I'm saying, a lot of people are saying. A lot of people
Right.
are realizing, those of us in this community, and we have to be careful. You know, there's the doctor's offices now. You know, they're over prescribing these what do they
Opioids.
call it? Opiates and stuff.
Mhm.
They are prescribing the opiates, but for pain and stuff like that. But then they also try to get you to want those things. So you go to the doctor. I went to the doctor because I had some heartburn, acid reflux, and they handed me a survey about depression and all this stuff. And I was highly upset. I was like, you know, I'll curse. I was like, what the fuck is this? Why are you handing me this piece of paper? I'm here for heartburn and you handed me this piece of paper. And I wrote them about it. And to me, it's a trap. They're trying to find those of us who are feeling, they want us drugged up. They want us to not be focusing. They need an army of people who are just kind of like,
Not conscious.
Not conscious.
Not conscious.
And we have to be careful. We have to be careful what we say to people around us. We have to be careful what we say when we go to the doctor. We have to be more discerning about our ailments, because there's coming a time when we're going to have to really rely on our self-healing modalities, and we're going to have to rely. We're going to need to help our families and our friends with these healing modalities. So we need to beef up our ability, our way that we do it. You know. I myself am going through like some healing stuff within myself, and I have to use all these tools that I'm telling you about, like speaking life over myself and healing my body, you know, and speaking life into my cells, and me bringing my groceries home and healing the food, like when I lay hands on it, you know, I mean, all these different things. We're going to have to really start being called on to do that. I don't particularly want to go, I can't eat this, because I want to be like healed. Okay, I'm eating. You know,
that's the way I feel. I'm like, I'm not even doing that. You know, I might
my time talking about,
you know, I might need to only eat a little bit of that, but I'm not gonna say, well, I can't eat that because it makes me blah 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 blah. Like, no, only thing that I don't take, you know, because of that is like apple cider vinegar. It does not do well for my reflux.
And I love apple cider vinegar. Oh my God, I could be the spokesperson for apple cider vinegar. I don't drink it all the time, but I can drink it like it's Kool-Aid, you know. I'm just
like, no, that stuff makes me sicker than hell. Oh my God.
I know my brother's the same way. He's like,
yeah, I tried, because, you know, people were like, well, if you just drink a little in the morning, you know, it'll help you lose weight and all this shit. I tried. I did it, you know, in water. I did it by itself. I did it in a lot of water, just a little bit. It don't matter how I do it. It has my stomach hurting so bad, and I mean, like the whole day.
Oh wow!
So I'm like, no, I can't do this.
yeah. It could just be I've heard a few people say that they're just like, vinegar. No, and I honestly, when I was a kid, my parents would pull out the vinegar to clean out those chitlins and stuff, and I was like, oh God, I was so sick. I was like, no, and all.
Wait! Y'all had chitlins in Alaska?
Yes, there were chitlins in Alaska, and pig feet, and, and everything. I did not partake.
I don't partake either. I'm from Georgia, so we had all that stuff. I don't do it.
I still just can't.
I think chitlins are disgusting. I don't even like the way they taste. I'm not eating anybody's feet, you know.
Right? Exactly.
Just not doing that, because, you know, I've been places where they cook chicken feet and shit, and I was like, yeah, no.
No.
I'm so particular. It's like, I'm not eating feet, because they're like, you're from Georgia, you eat chitlins. I'm like, no. I don't eat anybody's chitlins. I don't do fish head soup.
Oh gosh,
you know,
no. Yeah.
It's crazy, because my husband is from Brooklyn and he loves all that shit. I be like, but then I think about it, his mom's from Mississippi.
Yeah, right.
So, but I was like, I don't eat none of that. My husband bought some, what is the stuff in Mexico? Menudo.
Oh gosh, no.
Same thing
Yeah,
as chitlins.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, oh no. He was like, baby, you want to try this? I'm like, no.
No, that's okay. I'll pass. I know.
Look, you go ahead and do it, baby. Enjoy.
I used to babysit for a woman who made her own hog head cheese, and I would go to her house and she had the big pot, and it was like the head. I was like, ew,
Yeah,
gross.
that's disgusting. I'm good with that. I don't do any of that. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not a vegetarian or anything. And I like some meat, but I don't like that kind of stuff.
yeah. No, I'll pass on the other stuff, the
Yeah.
internals, the butt, the tongue, all that.
Yeah.
Nah. But
No.
but I do feel, that we, like I said, we have to be more discerning about what they're saying, the things that they're saying. I mean, because, they're saying this about certain foods, but I remember one day, it was a few years back, I read an article about broccoli being bad. And I was like, get out of here. Come on. Eventually there's gonna be something wrong with everything,
I
even
was gonna. The thing is too. Think about the eggs and the milk. Okay,
mm-hmm.
every other year, eggs are bad and milk is bad, and then next year it's good.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I mean? So
What it reminds me of? It reminds me of 1984, George Orwell, when they would write, "Today, this is happening. Oh, tomorrow,
yes,
this is happening." And every
yes,
day, you can open up the internet and bam, apples are bad for you because
yes.
on the next day, apples are good for you because. And so we have to be,
And you should eat one every day.
yeah, right. We have to be more discerning, and we have to, listen to
To our body.
our body, listen to spirit, listen to our body. What does our body need in this moment? It could be something that you need that you don't eat regularly, or that you don't want to eat, or whatever. But if the spirit says you need to go get a bite of that today, just today, and then you'll be okay. I
Right,
mean,
right.
all right, or you can eat these apples, or you can eat these things, but what if a time comes when there's like a lot of weird stuff happening? We have to be able to speak life over wherever we're at, whatever we're doing, so that while people are running around losing their minds, we can be, and that's why we do what we do,
Yep,
so that we can be ready for that,
exactly. Well, girl, this has been like such an amazing conversation. It's almost like I think we've been talking probably about an hour
Ah,
before this. And so,
already.
yeah, girl, it's like almost 7:30. So it's like,
We started at 6. Oh my God, no way.
you see what I mean? So I was like, man, we could talk,
Yeah.
but it's such
Yes.
an amazing conversation and it's such good information. And I'm so excited that we're able to do this, and I'm thinking about how technology is so great because here I am in Tucson and you're in Seattle and we're having a conversation. We're kicking it like good fellas.
Yes. Yeah.
So what I want you to do now is close us out and just let the people know, what's on your heart and let them know also where they can find you and, what kind of services you provide or, whatever information you'd like to share.
Okay. So I am Tamara Zenobia once again. I'm a vocal sound healer, performance artist, and storyteller. And you can find more information about me on my website. It's let me just give you this, tamarazenobia.com. I have 2 websites now, and I'm trying to phase one out and bring in another one, so I'll make it simple, tamarazenobia.com. Just go there, and my music is there, my meditations are there. I have 3 meditations out right now. I'm working on others, but it's a slow process because it's a creative process, and I don't want to just put product out there. I want it to be divinely inspired.
Yes.
The message that I have is that let's just work on speaking life over ourselves and over the world around us. It is a challenge when things are happening. I know very well because every day I have to, oh my God, I can't believe, oh wait, no, this is what's about to happen.
Yes.
This is what's going to happen. You are not going to do this. And I meet myself in the middle and I change the situation. You can change situations by changing your thoughts, words, and actions about them. No, it's not all happy, wonderful feelings. Even in anger, you can speak life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But we have to get to that place, where we are honest with ourselves, where we're true with ourselves. And when you're true to other people, sometimes, I go back to the Bible, because there's all these things, speak, be angry, sin not.
Yes.
He says he is a sword, not peace. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yes.
sometimes your truth is a dividing line between, appeasing people and clearing them. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And sometimes it's going to hurt. Sometimes it's not going to feel good,
Yes.
and that is the message. Speaking life does not always mean, hey, I'm running through the forest naked. Hey, everybody, sometimes speaking life means you will, do well. You will have this life. And people don't always want to hear that. That is not always a message of peace. That is, hey, if you're saying this, you're calling me a liar. If you're saying this, you're telling me that I'm wrong. No, I'm saying this is what will happen. This is how it shall be.
Yes.
And so just be careful with your words and your thoughts. If you want to change things, as I'm doing it myself, I keep thinking I'm going to chronicle this online, but I don't like, I haven't gotten to the place where I'm ready to share these things, because they're so deeply personal, but I will at some point. Yes.
Well,
anyway, that's me.
I was going to say, just like that meme I shared, if you don't like it, then stop fucking doing it.
Yeah. Well, I was on YouTube. I have a channel, but I wanted to be more proactive for me.
Right.
I was doing the tarot readings and energy stuff, but then I just thought, you know what? There's so many people doing this right now, and I love doing the tarot readings, but I love to do them. It's really more of a heart thing for me. It feels so good to do a personal reading one-on-one with somebody. But when you're online, it's like you're the meat market. And everybody's like, rah, 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 I want to know about my boyfriend. And they're so desperate for these answers. And I'm not about telling people what they want to hear. I'm about telling people what they need to hear. And I would say that there's a lot of readers out there that I watch who are really good. And they don't tell people necessarily what they want to hear, but I can imagine, because I do hear some of them say, I had to take a break. Energetically, it's really taxing when people are coming at you with this energy of,
Yes,
I
it
need
is.
you to tell me this. I need to know this. And can you tell me? I mean, because they come to have a lot of faith in your words, and that kind of energy is not a healing energy when you're not able to say, this is the service that I provide, and this is how I'm going to give it to you. And then people are hostile when it comes to that kind of stuff energetically.
Yes.
They don't often come out that way, but you can feel the hostility
But you can feel it.
You can feel it.
Because I do a lot of that, and it's what I've learned is boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Boundaries.
I want to do that.
Boundaries. And the thing is I noticed that I only can do it when I can do it.
Right. That was the other
thing.
I would make videos and then no more videos for like a month. And I was like, nah, this is not, it didn't feel good. When I thought about making the videos, I started getting, I had anxiety. I was like, oh God. So I said, you know what, let's just not do the readings on YouTube anymore. I can't, I don't want to do it because it's not fun, If I'm walking down the street and somebody says, can you do a reading for me? Like I have a couple of people who call me and I do readings for them. And that's different because they know me. We have a relationship. But then this YouTube thing, I want to do the sound healing stuff. I want to put out more music. I want to do more, just talk. Just say, this is what's on my heart today. And I wanted to share this with you and be done with that, And I got one video or two videos like that. I have one sound healing, and eventually I'll get some more music and stuff.
Well, you know what the thing is it's time for that anyway.
Yeah.
Because people are needing healing, and they, it's not only one way to heal. You know what I mean? And just like you said, because I realize that the people that are attracted to me, they're attracted to me because I'm not no bullshit talking. I ain't gonna sugarcoat shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you straight exactly what it is and what I hear, and sometimes I'll even ask the spirit. I'm like, should I say that to them?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. You need to tell them so and so and so and so. But I'm not gonna. It's not all rose candy. Right. No, and it's not all freaking light and love. It's not all that. Sometimes it's like one girl. I had to tell her on one of the things I was doing. I said, I said, I don't know. I said, I hear the spirit saying, chill, baby, chill. And she was like, that is so damn right. Because I was like, I don't know. I said, it's like you've got all this energy. You're just running, but you're going all these different places. I said, and you know, I hear the spirit saying, chill, baby, chill. You know what I mean? And I was like, and that's what I do for you. I said, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, you know, everything's going to be okay and it's a beautiful thing and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Or, and you don't have to do nothing. No, you have a responsibility. There are things you have to do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? In order to make this, you know, become a reality or whatever it is you're trying to do. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me, Tamara. How you say your name?
Tamara.
Tamara. Okay, because I got to know if
and you did just say it right, Tamara. That my father is from Brooklyn, my mother's from Jersey, and so their pronunciation isn't Tamara. It's Tamara. That Brooklyn that Brooklyn twang or whatever it is, or that East Coast twang or whatever. But anyways, you could just call me T.
So thank you for joining me, Tamara. I have just truly enjoyed this. I'm gonna say it like Abraham. I've enjoyed this interaction. It's been amazing. I learned a lot, and I am so excited for your business and for you to be able to do this vocal healing, because it's so necessary and so needed. And it's something that, you know, I just felt, you know, drawn to bring you on here so that you can share, you know, your brand of healing, because just like you said, we all have different things that we do and different ways to heal the planet. And the planet is so fucked up till we need so many different ways to heal it. But anyway, thank you so much for joining. And for those that are watching us, thank you so much. We absolutely love when people watch people that are transforming the planet and that are bringing healing to this world. So again, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of whatever day it is that you are watching. Bye now.